Okay, so welcome to Module 4, eContacts, reviewing the homework. So again, eContacts is found right off of your dashboard. It's, the second little green button on the bottom. Okay, let's grab that sound. You click here to continue on to eContacts. And then you all should just have your office. I'm going to just go into my manager. But really, I don't think you should even have the branch office option. It should just have your branch there, and then it should say, give you all the employees here. For those that have not seen it, or, if you are missing that, then when you email the help desk, I would just say, I need admin access for this office in eContacts. And then in the bottom, you can explain a little bit more if you want, just to say it shows my branch, but I'm not seeing any of the agents or something, because I see some of that has been coming up a little bit. So hopefully that can all get resolved fastest. Okay, so hold on, let me just send this link to someone. Okay, so adding a contact in, we'll just go over if they're doing it individually. This is your screen. You would just go to the contact tab. And here they can write in and fill out whatever information they want. They do ask for, that email that I showed in the video Monday or Tuesday. And you can put them in any of the groups you already have right now. You can put them in multiple groups. So again, I'm kind of going over multiple homework questions. I'm just kind of tab by tab. And then you would just click plus email, add the email here. I could click it again if I wanted, numerous there, and you can simply delete as well. And so that's where you would just add someone in individually and add them to a group or multiple groups. And again, if you notice, none of these things have those asterisks, those stars. So really, if the agent is asking you for help, you want to kind of just see what their vision is with using eContacts. If it's just for email marketing, then really you're just saying put in the first, last name, and the email. And that's all they need to do. The next tab is groups, and that is if you are creating a new one. So we go to, the groups tabs, we can see our current ones. But if we want to add one, we would just have to click that add button first, and then we're able to fill in the name slot. And then we can move people over right here to do multiple people at a time. That was a question that came up. That was a great one of, do we have to go individually by contact and add them in? So if they're already in eContacts, you would go into the group here and you can just start, pushing them all over to the assigned contacts. And then again, if they're not in, when you import the contacts, you can import them into a specific group. So that's really what you do with groups, and you save the changes. And then the import tab here, again, here are their templates. This is really the hugest question, most huge question. Is, I'm trying to upload this file, it's not working. It's because they have to use the template. And a lot of times, you might need to help them copy and paste their Excel or whatever into this template, or at least show them how to do that. And put it into the template. Don't change any of the headers. And then just save it on their desktop as, eContacts import. And then you would just, when you choose that, it will go a lot smoother. And again, you can just import them in, or most people like to import them into a group, just because it's easier, and then they don't have to add them into the groups afterwards. And then you would just choose the file and click import. And so that's really what you do with importing, and that's most of the questions that you would get for that. So that's import the email. You're not really going to be in too much.
Natalie, got a question. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
So can you highlight all the members in the group section and move them over to the new group?
Yes. So to move them over to a new group, the best way really to do it would be to go into groups and just push people over here. Would be the way to just multi-do it. If not, if you're specifically trying to remember who's in that specific group, you know, you can come over here and search for a group. But then you'd have to, you know, come into here, come into each person and add them into this group. So really the best way to mass move people into groups is by going into that groups tab, or else it's a pain. So I'd have to come in here and then save. So if you're doing that with large groups, you really don't want to do that individually. I would print out, I would search for the group here, and, you know, export it as just an Excel sheet. So I have it, print that out, and then go into groups and just go down that list and just shove them over. It's probably how I would think that would be the easiest way to do it. So again, you know, searching, you can search by group, you can search by individual name if you're looking for one specific person. But definitely a favorite feature of eContacts for a lot of agents is that you can directly do those mailing labels right here. And it's just going to populate exactly how they would print them out on the labels, which so far this is the only tool that does that without having them have to walk through Excel to make those labels. If anyone has questions on how to make Excel into those labels, please let me know and I can help with that.
Natalie, Gloria says my groups do not appear in the groups drop down in the search. Am I doing something wrong?
Who are you under? I guess would be the question.
Glens Falls.
So you want to make sure that you're under the right agent for the group, because offices in general will not have any groups, but they should show up down here. Are you on Google Chrome? Would be my other question. The tools all work the best in Google Chrome. Okay, yes, on Chrome. But yeah, really, you just go to groups. You know, you click add, another test, and you save changes. I can add someone.
She says her agents don't appear, so she is going to have to call IT to see where her agents are.
Yeah, I saw your emails, and yeah, IT has to get that up and running, because like that's all mine is showing up, and I just did this group right now. So I would definitely call IT, or you know, continuing. Yeah, yep. Okay, so the mailing labels, which is the other part, and I think that's basically everything in here, other than then I can go through and walk through doing the email marketing. So does anyone have any other questions about eContacts in this section? Again, it's important to know what your agent wants from this. If they just want an easy way to do their print their mailing labels where they can do it directly from home, or if they want to do this for email marketing, figure out what they want first, and that will save them a lot of frustration in the long run with that for us here. All right, so no more questions. I am going to move on. So again, off of the dashboard, to do email marketing, which is huge. And again, email marketing is all free, so it's a great thing to encourage your agents to do, especially the new ones, is we're going to go under marketing to the marketing store. You will sign in. And then under email marketing here, these are all your options. I know it sounds silly, but if an agent is ever having problems with this, you just need to make sure that they're aware that they can't be accidentally grabbing something else. That's kind of why they made it so only one of these can be opened at a time, because we were having issues with that. So really, all these other options are great, but the only place that they can send out any of these marketing in an email is under email marketing. So in case that comes up, and we can just do a hello one. You guys have been sending me lots of those. It's great. And then they're just going to place an order. And it kind of just works like online shopping, where it's just going to walk them through. Again, I am in a random marketing store here. So we're just going to keep going. But really, for the agents, it's just going to have them as their option. It's not going to be anyone else. And then they can basically just put in their cell phone if it's not there. Always, have them check. And then they would just fill out a little message, whatever they want to say to their clients. July. And then we're going to click next. And then I just want to go over making sure we filter it down to the eContacts and make sure we're not sending this out to the entire board every time. Because if every agent did that, that would drive everyone.
Holiday weekend. It was nice working with you.
Oh, I'll see you again.
You will. Thanks.
Okay, sorry, I'm just waiting for this to load. Again, Google Chrome works best for the marketing store. And again, if agents panic that their screen isn't loading, that is normal because it's going to pull directly every time. So it's fine if it's taking a little while for it to load. We're going to go up to this funnel right next to group name. And so if I was in Emily's and not in this other random person that I ended up in, the other groups would come down here and you would just check mark them. When you check mark it, it would reload all over again. And then I would just select all items, because as you can see, when I do that, it grabs everything. Whereas if I were just to click up here, it would only grab that one page, and we don't want to have to go through 213 pages doing that. So again, select all items is the best way to go. I don't want to do that, obviously, right now. And just to show you this next page, and it's going to load again. Again, if you want to go through the entire process, feel free to use me, use my email, send me something just so you see how it fully works. If that's, what you want to do. I know we like to do hands-on and see it through rather than me just telling you what a screen will look like. So definitely feel free to send me an eCard to just see that process. You can schedule it here, even with the time. So again, agents can sit down for 30 minutes 1 week and just schedule out a couple different cards if they want. It's not something they necessarily have to come in here and do daily, So the scheduling is a great option. If they ask you about time, again, that's tricky and kind of depends on their sphere. A lot of times we find that people check their emails right when they wake up in the morning or right when they go to bed. We also used to say around lunchtime. but with COVID and everything being crazy, we know that that's been a little different now. People are on their phones and emails a lot more. So those are just
Natalie?
yeah.
Yeah, I just want to remind them that marketing, so if they do it at 12 o'clock and they want it to go as soon as possible, and they're working on it in that 12 o'clock hour, they shouldn't pick 12 o'clock. They need to have some time after they're creating.
Yep, so it's like 11:48 now. If I do 12, or I would even suggest 1
1 o'clock, yeah.
for that.
Because it all has to be looked at by marketing, so they'll approve it before it goes. So you need to give a little bit of time.
Yep, that is great. And then again, you have to send the proof to yourself to approve it. So you just put that email in, send the email proof, and approve it. If for some reason you're not getting it, sometimes we do get a lot of stuff, and sometimes we accidentally unsubscribe or block. So like you can always use your secondary email if you want, like your Gmail or something to test that proof if you need. And I believe if you do think that you've unsubscribed, you email marketing to get back on the subscription to get these emails. And then you would just check that the proof is approved. You'd add it to your cart. Then on the next page, you see your cart and you just click check out. And that processes the order. And so that's really eContacts and eCards. So again, I know with a lot of the training coming out of Ohio on eCards that for New York, our system looks a lot different. And so this has been coming up a lot with agents recently. So this is kind of why we just wanted to make sure we go over it with you guys and that you're able to answer the questions that could be getting thrown your way about how come we don't have that eCards that we're getting shown in this video. It's just because that we're a little different we do eCards through the marketing store. And so, we have seasonal options, but not all the seasons are up at the same time for us. We do it through eContacts. And again, that last question with the subscriptions about the Hannah newsletter, they took that down because they have a new plan. So any other questions? Or I know that was short, but that's eContacts. You have a long weekend. I am sure that that's basically all we have to cover. Anything else to add, Maggie?
Nope. Yeah, if you guys have questions, ask them now. Otherwise, we'll let you go and get started with whatever you need to do. I don't see any more questions. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. See you on Monday.
Bye.